As you write your life story, you're far from finished. Are you looking to close the book on your job? Maybe turn a page in your career? Be continued at the Georgetown University School of Continuing Studies. Our professional master's degrees and certificates are designed to meet you where you are and take you where you want to go. At Georgetown SCS, the learning never stops, and neither do you. Write your next chapter. Be continued at scs.georgetown.edu/podcast.
Looking for the ultimate night out? Experience the action from a luxury suite at Capital One Arena. Watch Ovechkin chase history as the Capitals hit the ice, or catch the Wizards take on the NBA's best. Rock out with Disturbed, vibe with Mary J. Blige, or dance the night away with Kylie Minogue. Premium seating, VIP service, and unforgettable moments all under one roof. Book your suite now at CapitalOneArena.com/premier. Capital One Arena. Watch in style, live in the moment.
This is Fixing Famous People, the podcast where two reality television producers pitch solutions to save celebrities in dire straits.
But first, let's get to the Pre-Fixe, your weekly pop culture roundup.
Listeners, we begin this week's broadcast with a heartfelt apology. Last week, we inadvertently forgot to mention what is easily the biggest story of the year, possibly the millennium.
Uh-oh.
Bad Bunny as the new Calvin Klein spokesperson.
Sure.
The stills, the video, the moment. I don't know how we forgot to mention this. What I imagine is that we were pleasuring ourselves to it so much last week that parts of our brain collapsed in response.
Jeremy Allen who?
I mean, he should go into hiding. That's a good point. Wowie, wow. This is, I mean, in the vein of if you were alive in the 90s to look at the Mark Wahlberg Calvin Klein campaign, this is that, but so much sexier.
They still got it, Calvin Klein. All these years later, all these years later.
To all of a sudden, I just don't know. And Bad Bunny is, I mean, again, if you see the stills of this campaign, I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. If you see it on a billboard, I hope you're in an auto-driving car because you may swerve off the road. I think your auto-driving car might even swerve off the road. I think your car might fall in love with Bad Bunny. I mean,
listen, we're just all Molly Shannon throwing it back on him during that skit at SNL 50. Are we not? Are we not? Yes or no?
It's a yes with a capital Y. And also, if you see the stills, do yourself the favor, go to Bad Bunny's Instagram, look at the 55-second video, and I would say clear your calendar after that for the week, really. I would go to the liquor store, get a case of wine, get a bunch of scented candles. I recommend Fig. I'm not speaking from personal experience.
I'm just going to say, stop telling everyone what you did to this.
I'm like Meghan Markle. I am giving you my home experiences. I'm trying to share them.
When one, Megan Sussex, and two, this is going to be used against you in the court of law whenever he goes missing and we don't know where he is, basically.
But I think I'd be a suspect along with 1 billion other people with actual working libidos. I was in Puerto Rico in February, as you know, and when I tell you that sometimes you're in public and hours go by where Bad Bunny is the only artist that is played anywhere. It is not an exaggeration to say that as much as people love him everywhere else but Puerto Rico, he is a true deity there, like the likes of which I don't think I've ever experienced in person before.
Listen, him and Miss Jennifer Lynn herself. Okay.
Yeah, but he eclipses her there so much.
I had to.
I have a friend.
He also just had his album come out not that long ago, and everyone loves it. So it's
cemented it. It's the absolute. It was the actual raising of the cross in Puerto Rico. For him to live on.
Raising of the cross.
A friend of mine who lives there. We were out at a club and truly 45 minutes went by at this dance club where they only played Bad Bunny. And so I said to him, in the US, there are a small minority of people who do not like Beyonce. And are there people in Puerto Rico who don't like Bad Bunny. And he thought about it for a few seconds and just said no. He said, I just don't know a single
simply no. Yeah.
person. So
to quote Oprah Winfrey, no is a complete sentence.
Oh, I like that. That's this week's phrase.
Such an idiot. Okay, we have to moving on.
But wait, something that's very fun though is that when Bad Bunny posted on Instagram last week when the campaign came out, a gentleman named SHAWN MENDES, heard of him?
Oh, brother.
Hot, sexually ambiguous singer, commented the word guapo on
here we go.
Bad Bunny's Instagram.
Here we go.
Him commenting on that got thousands and thousands of likes. People are saying that it's him actually coming out. And when I tell you that Bad Bunny is hot, that I know straight guys want to have sex with him, I think this doesn't get us any closer to the truth about SHAWN MENDES.
No, God, no. No. Also, what a strategic, because you want to know who we haven't talked about on this podcast for a long time? SHAWN MENDES. And like, that's what a strategic move on his part, if you know what I mean.
Well, a strategic move because that's SHAWN MENDES' way of slipping into Bad Bunny's DMs as much as he possibly can. So those two, because I believe Bad Bunny has either hinted or said that he's bisexual or said
he's
that he
made out
care.
with men on stage.
Yes.
Please, are you kidding me?
I'll
Hinted is the word is not hinted, Dominic. He has a Chromatica t-shirt. Do I need what else? Hello. Is this thing on?
I'm actually weak thinking about Bad Bunny and SHAWN MENDES dating. I'm weak about it.
I mean, Dominic, what a whirlwind that would be. Can you imagine?
We may need to pause.
Camila Cabello would be like on a bridge somewhere.
You know what? If I'm her, I'm like, let me just be in the room and watch it.
Wendy would feel so validated if this happened.
This is Bad Bunny's millennium. There's absolutely no doubt.
Absolutely.
And you know who else's millennium it is? Fixing famous people. Because let us tell you about some special programming that is coming up. This past weekend, we've been threatening for a long time that we're going to be doing a series of specials where we speak to actual celebrities. You know, we've been jokingly calling them an evening with. Well, the Fixing Famous People empire is finally expanding. And we spoke with comedy legend, none other than Mr. Bruce Vilanch this weekend in a wide-ranging conversation where we were pissing our pants the entire time. And what a treat it was to talk to him. So next week on the free feeds, we will be giving you a 1-hour version of our conversation with Bruce Vilanch in a little side series that we're going to be calling Featuring Famous People. And Bruce is going to be our first guest. A week from this Friday, we will have a 1-hour conversation on the free feed for you to listen to. We ran the gamut. He is a show business legend. If you don't know who he is, you're wrong. You definitely know who he is. So just Google him. And it was great. And we'll have an additional half hour on the Patreon and Apple subscriptions of that conversation as well.
And if you don't know him, you do because he's Travis Kelce's mother.
Really fantastic. So we're super excited about that. And we have some other Featuring Famous Peoples coming up this spring, which we cannot tell you about currently.
But no one is ready. No one is ready.
You will be jarred, is all I will say. Prepare to be jarred. Speaking of being jarred, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs came out this week.
Is it really dwarfs?
I don't know. I'm almost not ready to care about it. But no. I think it is dwarfs. I think it's not dwarves. I think it's dwarfs.
I think you're right, which is so odd to me. But anyway,
did you see
don't care? Speaking of don't care, to this whole story. Go ahead.
I remember years ago when they announced this film, everyone was so excited, and then just like every couple of months, another controversy would happen. Like, are they using real little people? Are they using CGI? Why isn't Snow White fully Caucasian? Blah, blah. Like it was like one thing after another where, you know, once this movie hinted it was going to be a little bit woke, and the knives came out and just was, people just started coming at it.
Meaning what? Like, what does woke mean? First of all, woke is a term that's used by people that aren't young, by the way. Sorry to tell you. Everyone that throws that word around, no one that's a millennial says the word woke ever.
Meaning the people that are weaponizing it.
Yes, correct. By the way. Right. I'm like, speaking of Knives Out, mine are about to come out. So go ahead.
Well, as Jane Fonda said when she accepted her SAG Lifetime Achievement Award not a few many weeks ago, woke is just a word for like people who just like to treat other people nicely, and somehow we've made it mean. I agree with you that it's definitely like it's a little boomerish, the actual term at this point, but
yeah.
Point being, they were trying to include a little diversity, change it up a little bit, and there's a group of people that when they hear that, they do not like it.
We talked about this before. It's like this person, like that Rachel Ziegler is like poised to be in one of these movies. Like
she was built for it.
Like exactly, that's what it was.
She looks more like Snow White than any
100% right
Caucasian person, so it's very silly. Anyway, it only made $43 million domestically, $87 million globally, which is on the lower end of all of the live action remakes, the Disney remakes. So the campaign sort of worked. It opened at number 1, but literally half of what the other movies made. Like, for example, the Lion King remake, when it came out, the live action made almost $200 million its opening weekend, and Snow White made 43.
Well, that's because of Beyonce. Is it not?
Sure. Because of her incredible voice work in that movie, which I didn't even know it was her until the movie was over. I forgot.
Truly. And also, like, which I mean, she released that whole album because of it. But yeah, you are right. It's like she was like, hello. Like she was like,
I completely forgot. 100%.
Meanwhile, she had like 4 lines in the movie.
Mm-hmm. So the movie comes out, and it's I will say this before you fill the rest of that in. Everyone I know, I have not seen the movie. Everyone I know who has seen it, like friends whose opinions I respect, have liked it. And they said all the brouhaha before it was just that. It was just whoever's trying to shit on this movie is shitting on it. But people I know who've seen it have enjoyed the movie and said it's good, and that Rachel Zegler in particular is wonderful.
But like, sorry to tell you all, between Rachel Zegler, whatever the fuck her last name is, and Gal Gadot, P.S. worse, that Gal Gadot is a star. Gal Gadot, like for real. Between the two of them, they have like 1/4 of a star of star power, by the way. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll go to my grave saying it. Like, neither of them is moving the needle on, like, I must see this movie with 2 actors. Like, yeah, because they're barely that, by the way. You know what I mean?
They are names, though. They're not motion picture opening names,
but it's, neither of them are like our girls that we're like falling all over to like, you know what I mean? To like talk about them. I find them both quite boring, honestly.
Well, because they're both known for headlining major motion pictures that they were casted that made them famous. So this was sort of the test of, can these people open a movie? So apparently not. It doesn't mean they're not talented, but they're not. Julia Roberts, they are not.
Sure. Like Nicole Kidman, like let's bring, Renee Zellweger, like, you know what I mean? Like these are not, Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler are not in the, and here's my other grievance is like, are any of these live action remakes good of this Disney? Other than The Little Mermaid, which was good, but like
I was going to say, you did
have
that.
Many notes on it still, but like, to me, that's like the gold standard of it. And it still wasn't that. Like, it was good. It wasn't, it didn't blow me away. It wasn't like incredible. There were parts at one point, what is his name? Guillermo del Toro was like out of the water and like looks ridiculous. Like there are stills from that movie that are like, you're like, what is this? Like, despite what's her name being like a great Ariel and her singing voice was out of control. Like a lot of the movie, I was like, what is happening? But like, I'm standing by to have someone tell me that like any of these movies are better than the original, because none of them are. So like,
no, certainly not. Certainly
not. To me, I don't know.
Again, I'll watch this when it streams.
Will
for free.
Smith
I'm
is
not
the
going.
genie. Let's never forget.
I never watched that, and I don't.
No, I literally couldn't bring myself to watch it because I was like, I can't do this to myself.
I'll watch Snow White when it's free. Not that $20 is a lot of money, but I'm not going to sit there. Like, I also feel like I've already seen it. They've also talked about it so much over the past few years that I don't care.
Who cares?
I don't care.
It's such a nothing to me. I don't know. Anyway, moving right.
It's sort of like you get bored, like when you're dating a person for a while. You're like, I've talked about you so much, you have to go. I can't. I'm not interested in looking at you.
Like, there's just so much drama about it, and it's like, who cares? Like, what does any of this matter? I don't know. To me, it's so frivolous.
Well, Rachel Zegler also is, she loves to talk on the socials, and she apparently recorded a video which really vaulted her into being sort of like the Anne Hathaway of her generation, where she's like, I know you all came for me, but people are still lining up around the block to see my movie. And I'm like, oh, Rachel, no.
Yeah, that's like giving, no.
Yeah. Shut your phone off.
Just
shut your phone.
Also, like your publicist should be slapping the phone out of your hand. Like you should be.
No one lined up around the block because Rachel Zegler was in this. I'm very sorry. She's very talented, but no one. Like they lined up to see a Walt Disney movie, not a Rachel Zegler movie. So don't arrogantly getting on the twits and whatever and saying like, I told you so. It's like, baby.
And again, they didn't line up for any person in this movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not just not you, but like not anyone.
They lined up for a fictional character. They lined up for Snow White and her dwarves.
Well, and from what you're saying, they didn't really line up that much at all. So,
I mean, I don't want to sneeze at $43 million, but when it was supposed to be 143, I guess that's the thing.
I mean, how many millions did they put into it also? It's like, that's a drop in the bucket for how much money they spent on this movie.
Speaking of something that looks expensive, are you caught up with White Lotus from this past weekend?
Yes. Jesus Christ on a cross. I
can't. Spoilers incoming. Fast forward 1 minute if you don't want to hear anything.
2 minutes maybe. There's a lot to say.
Oh, those brothers.
I can't. I really can't.
I don't know. I'm disgusting. I'm gay and I'm trash. I'm rooting for them to get married and I don't care who cancels me because of it. I want a full-blown relationship with these two. I want them to get married at the White Lotus. That's how I want the finale.
So like what will happen is my question. Because I do like the thought, like the story of like this brother who's like, on date rapist, like being like, I hooked up with my brother last night. Oopsies. And then being like, what do I do with this is interesting. And not just because like, not in a like porny way, but in a way of like, oh, like this straight white man who like is in theory at the top of the like pinnacle of power. What will happen now that he's gay for his brother accidentally? Quote unquote, accidentally.
I have full faith in Mike White and that the story is going to actually lead us somewhere. It's very, I don't think he's written it gratuitously. I mean, I think it's very shocking.
Yeah.
And we'll just find out where it ends up.
I know, but I'm interested. That to me, that is a fun, like, let's think about this. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about, I'm.
And this past week's episode was a slowish one, kind of like the first four were.
Kind of like every single other one,
It's always pulse pounding to me. The way the show's put together, the music that they're choosing, the way that it's shot. I am standing up for a full third of this. Even up to the last scene when Walt Goggins got to the house in Bangkok, I was standing up.
I can't wait for him to be like, I have no idea who you are and I've never met your dad. I cannot wait for it to be like, you came all around the world to come kill me, and I have no idea what you're talking about at all.
I think that the husband's going to end up being Jennifer Coolidge. That's how they weaseled her back in here.
Or is that his dad?
I really don't know where it's going to go.
Like, is it going to be his dad? I don't know. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this, Star Wars? But like, do you know what I mean? There's a point where I'm like, is this like, there's going to be some twist? I don't know.
I'm already sad about it being over in a month or whenever.
And also the guy, Jennifer Coolidge's like widow that has all the money. He's going to kill the brothers, right? Like that's like when she's like, come to dinner. I'm like, why would you ever go to dinner with this man after he knows that you banged his girlfriend on his yacht?
Well, now that the gun's in play again, like I love that it could be literally anyone who shoots it and anyone who takes it. It's really great. That gun, it's a hot potato, honey.
It is a hot potato.
Speaking of hot potatoes, I'd like to share with you that I went to a Sound of Music sing-along this weekend, and I have never been so full of joy in my entire life. I know these things have been around for decades, and I've never been.
I've never been.
You need to come with me next time. It is pure joy. And when I tell you that I was happy to be one of 5 gays scattered throughout the theater who were having a contest with each other about who could scream the funniest joke during the movie. It was a fucking blast. It was a blast.
You remember in Seinfeld whenever George goes to that movie and he's like, that's gotta hurt. That was you.
That's what it
was. And then the people don't laugh the second time and he gets like so furious.
We were, in addition to singing along with 1,000 people, which was such a joy, the Baroness comes out in her last ditch attempt to win the captain from Maria, and she's got a red dress on, and the audience goes, ooh, and it quiets down, and then you hear me go, it's not gonna work. Gales of laughter. Liesel's trying to prevent Rolf from blowing that whistle. Some queen behind me goes, you can do better, girl. And we just fell down. It was great. It was absolutely great.
You are a menace. You are.
It was. You would. I want every movie to be like this. Actually,
Jesus Christ.
Were you not across town karaokeing at the same time that I was singing "The Hills Are Alive"? Didn't you karaoke this weekend?
Yeah, I sure did.
What did you sing this weekend?
Oh, what did I not sing? I mean, my usuals. I knocked him dead with "Everywhere" by Michelle Branch. No, yet to have one person that I sing that song in front of not go, what a fucking good song that is. Like, knock some dead.
10s across the board.
10s across the board. I'm sorry to tell you all. What else did I sing? I sang, I mean, all the usuals. Torn, Natalie Imbruglia.
Oh, I can't.
I love a good like 90s, early 2000s, like female singer-songwriter, that genre. Mm-hmm. Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 Miles, Not Dead.
I can't.
What else?
Is that the video with the piano in the pickup truck? That's that one? Okay.
Dominick, yes.
Christopher, thank you for pausing and saying my name. We should do a karaoke Patreon episode on this podcast where it's just like us and the friends of. We'll have your partner come on. And we'll just do like one of our monthly Zooms should be that.
Us
and
singing.
Speaking of monthly Zooms, we are doing one this Sunday.
Yes, we are.
March 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We had to take a month off because of...
We had to get our shit together.
We had to get our shit together because I was celebrating.
And Dominick wasn't in the country, so
I was in Puerto Rico,
so you were in the country.
But I was doing a 2-week break for my birthday this year because the older I get, the longer the break is. Yeah. But we're doing a monthly Zoom to celebrate this Sunday the birthday of our Lord and Savior Celine Louise Dion as well. So please come. Please come to the Zoom. It's going to be
if you're in the Long Island Iced Tea tier.
If you're in the Long Island Iced Tea tier, and if you're not, just get in it. I know, just say that you're going to join it for a month and then understand that being in it is so much fun. You're not going to leave it. So
bonus episodes galore. We have like a year's worth of bonus episodes for you to listen to.
It's pretty insane. I promised I was not going to talk about this person anymore, but I think I do need to bring up this person for one reason. So apparently Kanye West last week went on a horrific rant, which is every day that ends in Y.
No, true.
But he came for Beyonce and Jay-Z's kids, talking without using the words he used about them possibly being developmentally disabled, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, the internet went berserk. He's also been seen in public just wearing a swastika on a t-shirt while he pumps gas. At the same time, while Kim Kardashian is quote unquote accidentally promoting Tesla in her spare time.
I literally am never forgiving her for that. Like, go fuck yourself, you fucking stupid loser. Anyway.
Number one, it appears as though Kanye West has fled the United States for Hong Kong because he may have gotten a little too hot.
Thank God.
I think this could be an actual dent, as it were, in the armor of this family. We've said for years on this podcast, like, they are invincible, they are indestructible. My thing right now is that I think Kris Jenner was instrumental enough in getting these two together.
Yeah. That
there's blood on her hands here.
Oh,
and I think look, they're never going to be anything other than billionaires. Like, financially, it's just impossible that they'd ever be ruined, quote unquote. But I think this brand is sullied forever now at this point. Like, I think it's done.
No, we'll forget. We'll forget all about it.
I
won't, but like the general public, there's still people. I've yet to see like any people really post like fuck Kim other than myself.
I know, but I think there's a group of people that are doing it. There are people that are definitely doing it. And I think North appearing on Kanye's latest song does have people saying
with
like
Diddy, apparently.
With Diddy, right. Now, once people think you're a shit parent, that's when the corner turns. You know what I mean? Like, exposing her children of color to their openly, I've run out of adjectives for him. It's
mentally
I don't
ill.
know.
Like,
this is a thing. I think that when they try to launch something new, the next time they do that, that's when you're going to see the ramifications of this. Because now it's kind of gross.
I also think, and again, this is not a defense of Kim at all because fuck her, but like, we're going to one day find out that they like have been trying for years to like put him in a mental institution, and he like has escaped every time. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm only laughing because that sounds insane, but I think that's literally, truly, clitorally the truth.
Yeah, I think he has so much money and power. He's probably
like, bye. And, like,
he can't
be like, like Any kind of 5150 they've tried to put him in, like to pull like a Brittany or a Wendy on him, he's like blocked it, you know?
Right.
But like you want to talk about someone that needs to be conserved, that man right there.
Mm-hmm. The premiere of Othello happened earlier this week in New York. Othello on Broadway, starring Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. And it was like the event of the year. The Bidens were there. Martha Stewart was there. J-Lo was there with Emmy. Apparently J-Lo had to snap at a photographer for getting a little too close to her child and was like, back off. J-Lo, by the way, looked amazing. I don't know why we have to keep saying it, but
no, at all. Like
she's Spider-Womaning herself up for a big year.
No, truly.
Her Oscar campaign began years ago, but you know.
When is that movie coming out? I'm chomping at the bit.
I think it just got a distributor this week. So hopefully this summer or fall. I mean, it's definitely Oscar bait.
Are they serious?
Well, it was at the festival. That's why it goes to festival.
True.
So then they find a distributor. So I think it just landed one officially. And then
Sure. Yeah, we're like on the ground. Well, we were on like the ground floor when she was like shooting it like 2 blocks away from my house.
Right. We should be in the credits.
I'm forgetting that that was like while they were rolling the cameras on her. Like that was like usually it's like years before that actually like hits the fucking shelves.
Yeah, she's gearing up. She's taking a little break because 2024 was definitely her year, but she's going to dominate the latter half of 2025.
I can't wait. I want her to. She deserves it. I'm sorry.
I miss her. I was happy to see her on the red carpet. Just talk about it. We haven't spoken about her for weeks.
Yeah. And I like that she's defending her child. Like, get mean. Don't be nice.
See, Jennifer Lopez, good mother. Kim Kardashian, bad mother. Mm-hmm.
It's like horrible.
So something weird happened on the red carpet. So Sherry Shepherd, who we rarely talk about here on this,
we really don't.
On this program, Sherry Shepherd goes on her show, which I believe is called The Sherry Shepherd Show.
Yeah, should be called The Wendy Williams Show. Continue.
Oh, a lot of people were saying that too in response to the story I'm about to tell you. But she gets up there and says, I go on the red carpet of Othello last night and a celebrity grabs me by the arm, a celebrity I know, and is mean to me and says, hey, you've been throwing a lot of shade at me recently. And Sherry said to the celebrity, I don't know what you're talking about. And then during the first act of Othello, Sherry couldn't get it out of her mind. So she waited at the ladies' room to confront this celebrity. I don't know how the confrontation went, but Sherry did not reveal the name of the celebrity who confronted her. But the internet has figured out that it's actress Nia Long who did it. So Sherry is confused about what the beef would be or why anyone would care. I don't know that a Sherry Shepherd Nia Long feud could even be called a feud. Chris is whispering the name Nia Long because he thinks he doesn't know who she is. You definitely know who she is.
I'm seeing. Yes. Okay. I'm back. But like, what is she being? I don't know. I'm so sorry to do this to this woman, but like, what is she being reported on? I'm sorry to say.
Are you Kiki Shepherding her? I'm sorry for this woman.
I'm sorry for this man. The fact that I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but the fact that the man that she's talking about was Dick Cheney.
I, by the way, said Kiki Shepherd instead of Keke Palmer. Kiki Shepherd's from Showtime at the Apollo. Yeah, Keke Palmer not knowing who Dick Cheney is will always be a pop culture moment.
If you held a gun to my head and said, who is she talking about? Never in my life would I have guessed Dick Cheney. Anyway, moving right along. I'm sorry to this woman, but yes, like what?
Is it a feud? Who knows?
Do you think
does it count as a feud if we don't care about the celebrities?
It's 100% about like she was with like Omarion or something like this. I'm seeing this in an article, which Omarion still looks great, by the way.
Omarion's the B2K singer?
Yes.
No, not B. Is it? Was that what it was? B2K?
It was B2K. Yeah. He was also in You Got Served, which is a great movie.
Never saw it, but I do know who he is, and he is a tasty treat. There's
I got my icebox where my heart used to be. He tried to do like a Usher thing when he broke away from B2K, but it didn't stick.
It's a shame. He's beautiful.
He's a great entertainer.
So we'll keep you posted on the Shepherd Long feud.
Yeah, like what?
Not since Mariah versus J-Lo has there been something so consequential.
I'm so sorry to tell you, Dominic. I think that there has been.
No. The Menendez brothers, we would like to see them out of jail. Everyone's just sort of going back and forth. Now the LA County DA has said There's one thing that must happen for him to possibly reconsider the Menendez brothers being resentenced. So the Los Angeles County District Attorney, the new one who's saying he doesn't want them to get out, even though Governor Gavin Newsom does. This DA, his name is Nathan Hochman, has said, quote, if they sincerely and unequivocally admit for the first time in over 30 years the full range of their criminal activity and all the lies that they have told about it, then he would consider letting them out of jail.
My face is literally the like emoji where it's like slits for eyes. Like, huh?
Well, you don't even have to read between the lines here. That's not going to happen.
It's also,
I think they'll stay in jail for the rest of their lives in order to do that.
This person is saying this because he knows that they can't achieve that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
right,
not like,
right.
Say that you'll like be on parole for the rest of your life and then we'll do it. What this DA is saying is like, they need to like admit to something that they may possibly didn't do to like shock the world to like get them out. And I'm like, no.
Right.
What about this have we not heard? Like, what stone is still left unturned about this case that was from 30 years ago?
Well, he's doubling down. I mean, he's really saying like, I want you to talk about all the things you have lied about, and then maybe I'll let you get out of jail. Maybe. They're not going to do that.
People really really stop. These politicians these days are really like trying to like be something. And I'm like, you're not a celebrity. Goodbye.
I mean, look, this was a big story at the time when you were a toddler and I was just graduating from college. I truly never thought that 30 years later, we would still be talking about it. Yeah. Some sort of political football like these two. It's like, it seems so cut and dry at the time. Like, oh, you killed your parents, you're going to jail. The world is different now. I do hope they get out of jail, but this goes on forever. The Menendezes and fucking Yolanda and Selena.
God,
who would have thought that in 2025 we are still bullshitting about these people?
For real.
Jesus. Switching gears entirely, Sia, the singer, not Sia the greeting.
Dominick.
SIA. Yes. Sia quietly became a mom of 3 earlier this year. I don't know. She really, this one knows how to fly under the radar.
She sure does.
According to People.com, the musician, she's 49 years old, welcomed her 3rd baby 11 months ago, according to divorce documents obtained by People, because this baby was welcomed with her estranged husband. And she welcomed a baby on March 27th, 2024. And no one knew about it. No one recorded about it. I don't know. Maybe Sia's children also wear these wigs, so we don't know what their faces look like.
Speaking of flying under the radar, did you happen to catch the name of the child? Because I did.
I didn't. Why don't you enlighten me?
Do you really not know?
I just remembered what it was, but I want you to say it. I just remembered what it was.
The child's name is Somersault. So if that isn't proof of what's going on in that home, speaking of like, since we're judging mothers this episode,
when you're in the hospital and you tell
the nurse,
the medical professionals that you've named your child Somersault, is it a state law that they then have to provide you with a handbook of therapists that your child will need the moment they realize what their name is?
Sadly, though, in Hollywood, they're like, oh, sure. And then they just write it down, you know?
What is Sia's ex-husband's last name? Let's see, because what are we? Bernard. Somersault Bernard.
Bernard. Oh, brother. SB.
All right. Not great. I'm going to say it. Not
Somersault is like joining the ranks of like Surrey and like Apple, like all the greats, Coco, like all the great like celebrity children.
I'm assuming her nickname is going to be Summer, right?
I would assume so. Not Salt.
I mean, Salt would be unique. Salty. Salty.
Angelina Jolie.
All these celebrities are giving their children dog names. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Amanda Seyfried. I don't know if I've ever said her name on this podcast before.
I don't know if we have either. Speaking
maybe
of the radar.
Tangentially in a Mean Girls conversation. Amanda Seyfried has said in interviews that she was offered the Zoe Saldana role in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise.
No.
And turned it down because she thought it was going to be a flop. Turned it down flat.
Probably kicking herself now. But I can't see her in that role at all.
I don't know, but she was the first offer and she turned it down. She was like, this is a movie. She thought, and she has said in interviews, I don't trust my judgment because I thought this was going to be the first Marvel movie that was a flop. And there was a talking tree. And I just thought it was a joke. Yeah, and so I turned it down and now I'm dumb.
That's fair.
You never know.
Did you see that she was like defending Jennifer's body? She was like, when you go back and look at it, she's like, that's a great movie. And I was like, I can't argue with that.
I can't. I will argue. We won't argue with it now, but
our generation, the millennials loved Jennifer's body. It was perfect tasteless for us. Yeah.
Tasteless.
We loved it.
So Amanda's done fine since then, obviously, but you never know.
Yeah.
Look, I am sure, what's her name? Dawn Johnson's daughter who played in Madam Web. I'm sure she thought Madam Web was going to be great.
She was like, I'm going straight to the top.
Fast forward to its multiple Razzie victories. You never know, even when it's Marvel.
Oh, God.
Stephen Collins, he of Seventh Heaven fame.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
The dad that was a pedophile. Yeah.
The pastor with 7 children, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I mean, it just keeps getting worse. Now there's documentaries coming out about it. Where the multiple people who he assaulted are coming forward. This is what I don't, these people that commit these crimes, they're not like mail carriers. They're not servers in restaurants. They're people who play pastors in television shows. They are people who are trying so hard to be things that they are not. These are even people within levels of government. And we won't even have this conversation, but all these people that get caught doing this shit, it makes me suspect of anyone I know who markets themselves as a decent human being. If you're reminding me that you're a good person, I think you have child porn on your phone at this point.
Period.
And that's it. So this documentary is coming out for those of you who care. I know many people for whom Seventh Heaven was the touchiest of touchstones and are truly heartbroken by this. Not the least of whom I'm assuming is Jessica Biel Timberlake.
Yeah, sure.
Alert, Pedro Pascal is not dating Jennifer Aniston. The internet blew up over the weekend because the two of them were quote unquote caught at dinner. They're not dating. They're just friends.
Well, Well, I have something to say about both of them. So,
well, why don't you just say it? That's why you have a podcast. Well,
he is her friend, if you know what I mean.
And I don't, Chris. Why don't you? Why don't you tell us?
To quote Wendy. I think he's a little like he needs to just be his authentic self publicly. I think now that we all love him, if you know what I mean. And I think that she is dating Barack Obama. So there's that.
Wow.
You saw that, right? You saw that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the two.
We haven't spoken about it here because I wasn't sure how much airtime we were going to give it. But if it's not gone away, we can mention that. There was a rumor that needed to be denied.
I think it was very beneficial for both of them to be quote unquote, and when I say quote unquote, I mean like on a billboard, caught at dinner together.
Maybe they're in a foursome. Who knows? Get an OnlyFans for that. Really, who Pedro Pascal needs to start dating is Bad Bunny. Like if they're both
the world would explode.
If they're both pendulizing themselves sexually, I think their pendula need to crash into each other, and we need it on video. Meghan Trainor, who we haven't spoken about in a while, emerges in public. When I tell you she has been Ozempicized and she has all of my congratulations. She is unrecognizable in a wonderful way. Pull up that link. She looks, as the quote in the New York Post says.
Is it, Dominic?
Well, that's exactly what the New York Post headline is. Where did all that base go?
I mean, she looks the same.
Oh, I think she looks light years different. She looks, in these photos, she looks like a young Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl is what she looks like to me.
Well, it's all that like pooping on next to her husband. Remember that when they had like two toilets next to each other that they poop together?
Oh, I don't remember this at all.
Oh, she's like, here's my toilet to my house. And it's truly just one commode and then another commode right next to it. And they sit there and they poop together, as she said. The kid from Spy Kids.
That's a lot. Yeah, I knew that she was married to the Spy Kids guy, but I did not know that they pooped next to each other. That seems a little, I don't know, it seems a little unnecessary. I'm going to say that.
I'm not into it. Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a giant fan of her. I've worked with her. We had her and her husband on Long Island Medium, and she and her family could not be lovelier people.
Sure.
I just couldn't. I can't get into the music at all.
She's gone away. She might need to be put on the list for like, we want better for her. Like she had her like time where she was killing it. And now I feel like she's nowhere. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. We may have to have a discussion about it because I don't know that I care enough to want better for her. Like she's not.
Sure.
Jane Krakowski, yes. Meghan Trainor,
Yeah, sure.
You and your toilets can live on that. About that.
Go sit on the toilet somewhere.
I don't think you need our services just yet. Kathy Bates, we are a Kathy Bates stan podcast.
Kathy
obviously.
Doyle Bates, yes.
Kathy Doyle Bates, thank you. We also love Jennifer Hudson. I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of Jennifer Hudson's daytime show, but one thing they do on this daytime show is that whoever's on it, they post on the interwebs.
They go down that hallway.
Right. They walk down this hallway where they get excited and the staff is there clapping it on. So the cast of Matlock walks down this hallway. Kathy Bates is by decades the oldest person who appears on Matlock. She is also Matlock. So the cast of Matlock walks down this hallway. They are hooting and hollering and doing backflips and acting a fool. And walking behind them, not doing anything, but just walking slowly, seemingly unamused, is Kathy Doyle Bates. Well, the internet explodes both for and against Kathy Bates, which rarely happens.
Correct, yeah.
Because she's fairly flawless. People are like, why wasn't she excited? Why does she hate the cast of her show? Why do they hate her? Kathy Bates is in her 70s.
Yeah.
She's an old woman. She is not a ballet dancer.
She's done enough.
She's done enough. It appeared as though Kathy didn't know that all of this festival behavior was going to be happening when she turned the corner.
Why would she? You think she's scrolling on Instagram?
No.
Like that? No.
She didn't know anything about this. She just showed up for the booking and looked uneasy as she was walking down the hallway. I think she was just trying to put on as good a face as possible. But to be on the internet and tell people to say to Kathy Bates, lighten up, have a good time. Sirs, ma'ams, how dare you?
Don't tell her to do anything.
No. If Kathy Bates wanted to punch every Jennifer Hudson show staff member in the face, Kathy Bates can do that and not be arrested for it. So we
would laugh and love it, and I would repost it.
Yeah.
How about that?
Stay away from Kathy Bates, you assholes. Mariah Carey and Anderson .Paak could be dating. Why?
Who?
Because you don't know Anderson .Paak? Look him up. Yes, you do. He does all this shit with Bruno Mars. You have listened to songs by Anderson .Paak and not realized that he's involved in them. Mariah rocking her Vision of Love 90s spiral curls was caught on dinner with him because in 2025, it's rumored you're dating the moment you order apps with somebody.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening here. I never get information about Mariah Carey's love life. Like you never
No, she's good at even when she was with Nick Cannon, you know what I mean? Even when she was like, and even when like Tommy Mottola, right? Was that his name? That fucking monster. Like mum's the word with her, which I like.
Some people are just good at it. And other people are Pete Davidson, who was caught making out with his new girlfriend in the ocean in South Beach this week. I don't know who she is. I don't care. I love Pete Davidson. I love that he doesn't have tattoos anymore, but good luck to that woman. Rosie O'Donnell, who we spoke about, who we led our broadcast with last week, she has given a rather comprehensive interview with The Late Late Show in Ireland, now that she lives there, where she sort of detailed why she lived there. And it is, I have to say, on a serious note, it's a little bit heartbreaking. Really? She just talked about, I moved there because I have a child who is autistic and non-binary and is also the child of someone who the president of the United States attacks on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I genuinely didn't feel safe. So I have moved, and that's it. Now, she's a celebrity. Everything celebrities do, they also do for how it's going to look publicly.
Sure.
She's also a dramatic person. We also love Rosie O'Donnell. So, if it was just for your safety, you're not appearing on a popular show in the country you moved to a minute after you get here. But
she's a stunt queen in her own right.
Totally. But the interview itself wasn't stunt queenie, the content, though, made me a little bit sad because it seemed like it was coming from a different, more serious place than the stuff that she's said before, where I think that she genuinely felt she can't raise her kid here because of her relationship with Donald Trump. And that's that. So love her or hate her, good mother, Rosie O'Donnell, has made a decision.
Ding.
Yeah. So I guess what we're saying is
we are horrible people.
Kim, Ireland's a big place. There's room for you and all the people that you're fucking up. So why don't you bring them there instead? Honey.
She could never.
On today's a la carte, for those of you who have the Patreon or Apple subscriptions, we are going to be giving you updates on Megan Sussex, the Duchess of Smuckers, who it appears may have a sense of humor as she has clapped back at a troll publicly.
No, brother, I saw that. I was like, really? Anyway, we'll get into it.
Justin Bieber is someone we're going to have to start lighting candles for, and we're going to tell you why on the
rightfully so. No, but
he needs our attention.
He needs help. He needs help. We need to help him. We need to give him energy.
We'll give you the latest with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. All I'm going to tell you at this point is that Justin Baldoni is now suing his ex-publicist. They should also move to Ireland, these two, and just get their shit together. Everyone should move to Ireland.
Could this be a reality show? Where it's just
us getting Blake and Justin to move to Ireland? Sure.
Like, again, like I want them in the people's court. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Like, I want to just see a judge yell at both of them. Like, that would be really fun.
And on the deluxe version of Sabrina Carpenter's latest album, she duets with the one and only Dolly Parton. And we will tell you Dolly's rules for doing the duet, her rules for Sabrina before they recorded the song.
Rules of engagement.
Rules of engagement with Dolly Parton. And by duet, it is 2025. And I understand that Dolly and Sabrina probably have never met. And that the duet was done on their iPhones. But still, Dolly has rules.
Yeah. Well, Dolly just like recorded a verse for like a song that she already had. Do you know what I mean? Probably,
like 11 years ago. Right. Yeah. And that is it. Please do not forget that this Sunday, we have a live Zoom celebrating Celine Dion's birthday this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. March 30th.
What Celine song am I going to sing? That's the real question.
I'm surprised you're even limiting it to one.
I know. I don't know. Okay, we'll have to. I have to have a whole performance that I have to get ready for.
Are you going to be dressed as her? Like, should we dress as Celine?
Should I have a backwards? Should I have a
Renee?
backwards tuxedo?
I'll dress as you should wear a backwards tuxedo, and I'll put on a white beard and be Renee Angelil. I won't shave between now and Sunday, and I'll just show up with a fully gray beard, which is what is under there.
Every week of this podcast is like us just cementing ourselves in hell for the rest of our lives. Anyway,
we hope to see you on Sunday, and we hope that you have a lovely week. Right now, I'm going to go to the restroom in my home and watch that Bad Bunny video.
Okay.
Bye.
Today, the beverage aisle looks a lot different than it used to. America's beverage companies are working together. We're delivering the options everyone wants. In fact, nearly 60% of beverages Americans buy have zero sugar. You'll find more variety than ever, including more of your favorites, now available with zero sugar. You'll also find more sizes and clear calorie information on the front of every can, bottle, and pack. We know when it comes to finding balance, the more choices, the better.
Dominick, our guests are back, returning guests, and audience, you know and love them from their podcast, Virtual Reali-Tea. You know them from me calling them the Page Six Boys and posting them on my Instagram often whenever we're together. And you now are going to know them from their new Sirius radio talk show, Page Six Radio. It's Evan Reel and Danny Murphy.
Hi. Oh, I'll clap for myself, and I'm clapping for you guys.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
I am so, one, proud of you both. And two, excited to sign back up for Sirius. They email me every other day being like, I'm serious. No, like and I can't wait to tell them I am signing up to listen to my friends on Page Six Radio because they want me so bad. They're sending me junk mail. They're sending me emails, and I'm signing up to listen on March 30th is the first episode.
31st,
correct?
yes.
31st.
Yeah, so it technically launches March, but it's basically April. And I know you Uber 5 minutes, or you take a car to work, so I know you can listen to it for 5 minutes while you're in the ride.
Period.
I am excited to take all of the free 6 months of Sirius offers I have and string them back to back and under different emails and listen to you forever for free.
My God.
I don't advise stealing in that way. Just listen to them however you can.
I mean,
Wow.
get it how you can, yeah.
That means so much to us.
And they told us that we're going to be in the same studio, and I feel like this would mean a lot to you guys, in the same studio where Jenny McCarthy and Tara Reid had their fight.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm in the Tara Reid chair, which
I know.
just feels really spiritual.
It feels right. It does feel right for you to be in that chair, and for Danny to be in the Jenny McCarthy
Jenny
chair.
McCarthy, yes.
Wait, are you in the Jenny chair?
I'll
Like,
take it. No one said to the other, so now I am.
Because Danny and I are right next to each other in the studio. So if Jenny and Tara were that close, that would have been
Tension with
absolutely
the knife.
wild.
Yes. Tension with the wobbly knee.
I love that these people are telling you this, like knowing that you want to know this information. Do you know what I mean? Like they're
it's
like,
the first thing we brought up.
P.S. You gay wads. Like here's what you want to need to know of what happened in this room before you, and it's that.
I hope it was refreshed because I feel like everyone probably goes there. It's like, oh my God, my favorite Howard interview. And I'm like, Sharknado 18.
Please know that we played the audio of them getting in a fight on this podcast when we fixed Tara Reid herself.
Mm-hmm. She needs it. God bless.
All right, so the new radio show is coming out on the 31st. Everyone go sign up. I cannot wait. Not that I'm already inviting me and Dominic on to be guests, but like, should we also see that room?
Please.
I think that we should. That's all.
Yes.
That's the end. I'll never say it again.
I would love that.
But anyway.
I don't think I've ever even, I've been there with Teresa. I've been in that building before, but I don't think I've been, not recently.
Well, you will be back.
Yeah, it's a fun vibe in there. And you guys definitely need to see the sacred ground of Tara versus Jenny.
Even just to take a picture of the chair itself. You know what I mean? Like just,
Also, whenever a housewife of New Jersey comes in, you have to be there because they always shout to you at our live shows.
Oh my God. Wait,
Dominic, I don't know if he's told you this. Whenever we have, because we do our live shows virtual reality, whenever we have a housewife on stage and Chris is in the audience, they beeline to him and they're like, I'm so nice to work with, right, Chris DeRosa?
Yeah,
I'm
that's hilarious.
We then start having a conversation, but they're on stage and have a microphone, and I'm sitting in the audience without a microphone. And so then they're just like keep like turning to me to be like, Chris, right? Huh? And I'm like, yeah, sure, yes. I don't know what
it gives, like when you're agreeing with everything your Uber driver's saying, because I'm sure you said some things that maybe you don't agree with about some of their co-stars that you're just like, yeah, but you do it.
Yeah. Okay. Enough beating around the bush, right?
Yeah, have we even spoken about who we are fixing today?
Lauren, Miss LC herself, Miss Lauren Conrad.
Oh.
Now, Evan, I know that Laguna Beach was big for you. It was big for me as well.
Yeah, Laguna Beach was so formative for me. It really altered my brain chemistry. It's the reason I wanted to move to California.
No, it's the reason you did move, not wanted to.
I moved to California twice, and back to New York. But yeah, no, it was like in.
Didn't you get an internship at Teen Vogue for it too? I'm blowing up his spot. It's like his.
I know. Okay,
stop it. Stop. Is that true?
No.
I did get an internship at Teen Vogue, and I got my husband, then boyfriend, an internship at People's Revolution, so I could live vicariously through him. So much of my life,
I have my head down on the table because I can't think of it.
So much of my life has been inspired. Like my life choices are so inspired by Laguna and the Hills and Lauren and Heidi. It's how I came to know being a young professional.
When you guys emailed the potential names of people, he was wearing a Superficial hoodie. Like when
Heidi's single that has made her money enough to like recoup from her house burning to the ground.
Let me tell you what, I always saw the future. I've been like, that has been in rotation every day, all day since January 2010. And I did this big, massive piece with Heidi, literally an oral history of the album with her for Life and Style, years ago, in 2018. It wasn't even a special anniversary. I was just like,
you're just mentally unwell and wanted to do this with her. Yes. Yeah,
absolutely. And when we went through the album track by track, and when it got to I'll Do It, I made an editor's note. I was like, this is the one. If you listen to any song on this album, it is this one. And then it went viral. She told me and Danny about how it is insanely viral in China, and then cut to a year and a half later and a house burnt down, and it's the biggest thing popping.
We took a photo shoot of him outside of her billboard for Linktree in Times Square.
No.
And his face, if him and his husband ever have a kid, he's smiling brighter in this photo.
Yeah.
Pull up the wedding photos. He's just giving a grin with his husband.
Yeah, sure.
In front of Heidi Montag, he's like Anne Hathaway, it came true.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
God.
I was elated. No, I almost didn't believe it. I saw on social media that there's a Heidi Montag billboard in Times Square. I was like, Danny, do you mind heading over to Times Square?
No, and Danny's like, I know what I'm doing today.
Yeah,
like
we're
he's
going.
like throwing the camera over his shoulder, and it's like I can like yeah.
Oh, yeah, but no, I love Laguna. I love the Hills, and I do like a yearly rewatch every year.
In college we did a rewatch, and it was rough to watch. It really broke a lot of it. That shattered a lot of realities for me, and it was tough. If I watched it today, it would really be rough because I would be much older and wiser and know how television is made. And I feel,
yeah. I mean, that is those two shows are a time capsule for in many ways, not just about how television is made, about how, because it pushed the genre forward, like it or not. I mean, it definitely, every show that we worked on since then has a little bit of, I can't tell you how many shows I worked on after The Hills debuted where we were it just became a word. We always used to say MTV style when we were trying to shoot something, which just meant make it quick so young people without attention can follow along. But then when The Hills came out and we were shooting reality, it was always like, shoot it like The Hills. We want to believe this is real. And I was always like, I don't believe The Hills is real. But sure, we'll shoot it. We'll shoot it cinematically, sure.
I mean, even
raised
today,
the bar. It definitely raised the bar for how all of that programming should look, for sure. And it stays today that way. Everything, it's still got to look beautiful.
Selling Sunset and all those shows, like all the whole, I mean, you guys just had the girls on the Selling the City, like all those shows that are made by, what's his name?
I was going to make up a fake name. I was going to say Chris Davino, but I think it's close.
No, it's Adam DeVello.
Adam DeVello.
Yes.
I was like, Corella DeVille?
Yeah, Corella DeVille. All the shows, Corella DeVille. Corella DeVille.
He like is my Aaron Spelling. Like,
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like he created a universe that is just my home. But do you know what I feel like as producers, you would understand or probably have a thought about this, but like what I love so much about The Hills and the city and Laguna is like, everything was in scene.
I forgot about the city.
We didn't use.
So sorry.
I forgot
about the city.
The city was my gateway into everything else. Because I was so East Coast only.
Yeah, like the city might be my favorite of all three, and that's a really nice rewatch because there's only like 1.5 seasons.
Yeah, sure. It's a quick watch.
But like they didn't rely on talking heads or interviews
at all.
And so like they did have to get everything in scene, which I don't know.
Which they didn't a lot of the times. And then you just saw like weird looking shots and like longingly looking shots that when you watch now, you're like, this didn't happen at all. Or and they just play songs and it's like, you're like, oh, when I was 14, I like believed that meant that they were like looking at each other from across the table and they weren't.
Or like the Frankenbiting is so
it's really
incredible. Bad. Like it's so bad it's good, you know?
Yeah.
Because I really like every once in a while, like when I watch reality TV now, like when you watch like something like Housewives, like I think I can catch it, but it's like so subtle.
It's it's used much less now because because people can see it, and also it's like an authenticity thing of like But back then, are you kidding me?
We have to play the middle name game. We've been at this. We've been here for 9 minutes.
And then I have a story. And then oh my god, okay,
okay.
Middle name.
So
game.
first of all, Evan, I have to ask you specifically: do you already know Lauren Conrad's middle name?
I can take a guess. I don't know her middle name, but I know her birthday.
Oh, that's fine. No, we're going to play the middle name game, which is where we ask Christopher and our guests if they know the middle name of the person that we are fixing. I'll give you the following clues. Okay. Lauren and Conrad, which by the way is really funny because we've been here for 10 minutes talking about everything and I don't think we've mentioned Lauren Conrad's name.
Which is her secret sauce.
We have spoken about Heidi and every show she's been on, but we are here to fix LC herself. Lauren Conrad, born February 1, 1986, which makes her an Aquarius. She was born in Laguna Beach, California in 1986. Her biological first and last names are Lauren and Conrad. What is Lauren Conrad's middle name?
I want to say Jane, but I know that's not true. Jane is the name of the main character of her YA novels that I read.
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna
That
go.
is
No,
interesting.
he has, and he
That's
has
an
them
interesting guess,
displayed.
though.
He has them
The
displayed.
YA novels she has.
Yes, LA Candy, which obviously was about 4 girls starring on a reality show in Los Angeles. The show was called LA Candy.
She's
Jane was
creative.
the main character, and the villain was a Heidi-inspired gal named Madison Parker, who then got her own spin-off YA series called The Fame Game.
Oh,
wow.
okay. I love that for everybody involved.
I don't know the middle name. I don't know her full name.
Is it? I'm gonna go with, because she reminds me of like a girl from high school who plays soccer, so I'm gonna go with Elizabeth.
Okay.
That's an incredible guess.
Yeah.
That is a good guess.
Jane
I'm
and
going-
Elizabeth. By the way, it's a gettable name. It's not
I'm
like
going Marie. I'm going
Paprika
Marie.
or anything like that.
Oh.
Marie.
She's in our guys. She's in our world. Marie. It's Marie.
Marie. Okay.
It's Catherine. Lauren Catherine
Okay,
Conrad.
that's on the soccer team too. Okay, that is
Lauren
really
Catherine.
Catherine
That
with a
seems
K.
very Greek.
The K and an INE.
Oh.
None of this
wait,
Why
like
fangled
bullshit, yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
Katharine.
Katharine. Lauren Catherine Conrad.
Did she change it to Coles at any time? Lauren Coles Conrad.
Conrad.
She did not.
Wait, Lauren's Coles Cash, and it's the same initial. She stays plain.
He did not. It remains Catherine. Her husband's name is William Tell,
No, he's hot. I
Yes.
know that.
like the William
Okay,
Tell
now that,
Overture.
now
like
that her middle name
that
has been
William
revealed, I
Tell?
can Google her.
I think he was in a band,
Yes,
Some-
he was in something,
something corporate.
Mhm.
Just
Okay.
the name William
Yes.
Tell. That
And
is
now
the
he's a
name of the
lawyer.
band.
Yeah.
His middle name is
Wait.
John, by the way. We don't play games.
Why do I
with
know
them.
more about her husband than her?
That-
Why
that-
do
that's-
you? Because you know that band, Something Corporate?
I do
Yeah,
like
that's
their
like a-
music.
Something corporate was like similar to like a Good Charlotte or like a
Yes,
Simple
and, like,
Plan.
I was a scene boy growing up, so like
Yeah,
the
I can
Bangs
tell.
would-
Yeah, you're. Excuse me.
like full Sia chandelier. Yeah,
I was not. I don't know about something corporate.
Okay, Lauren is the star of
Mhm.
Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like much to her own chagrin, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
like the unwanting star of the show. And there
Yes.
were many people on the show. It wasn't a show
Let's-
just about Lauren.
No,
Go ahead.
let's talk about that for a minute because I have been thinking this for nearly 20
Uh-oh.
years, and certainly
Oh,
since
gosh.
we decided to fix her here, that I've always had this issue as a producer and a viewer. Like when I watch The Hills, I thought that Kristen, who I've grown to just honestly not be a fan of for any number of reasons, I'm glad we're not in the same room because I think Evan would. I don't think you would punch me necessarily, but you might throw something at me, maybe a balled up piece of
Possibly.
paper. You looked angry there.
He does get heated.
No, I do love Kristen, but I want to hear why you don't.
In interviews that she's given since then, even recently, she's just not someone. She's just not my kind of person. She's not someone I
Sure.
think I would be friends with. She would, if she knew who the fuck I was, would probably think the same thing about me. Like I don't think we would get along. But I did think that she was a star when I watched The Hills. And I was like, this is the sun around which this universe is. It made sense to me. Lauren Conrad, not a star. I never understood how anyone thought, A, that she could anchor something, and then B, how she fucking did anchor it and was the obsession of so many people when it came to The Hills. Like she was, people lived and died by every uninspired expression that she ever made. I've never seen someone on a reality show so clearly not want to be involved with it. Like it was truly an example of, like in any sitcom where the supporting characters have so much more life than the person that they are supporting. Like literally, I thought every other character on The Hills was so much more compelling than she was. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I was just like, when they'd cut to her, I'm always like, and I wouldn't count myself as like quote unquote fans. Like I don't follow these people, but I was always like, where's Audrina? Where's Heidi?
Oh.
Jesus Christ, where's Spencer? Like I can't take
Where's
another.
Spencer's sister? Yeah, like where's
Stephanie.
where's
anybody.
Lo?
I just couldn't
ship
take
Lo into
the lament
Ship Lo
anymore, which is just like that's what the L and LC stood for.
I know.
Yeah.
Lament.
It's funny. It made her. It's almost like she didn't realize this was optional to do.
Exactly.
She's like, oh, like this actually wasn't part of your high school curriculum. Like you could have just gone to college. I don't know why she was stuck with that.
She did seem like she's like, I must be here, but at the same time, they were skyrocketed into like an amount of fame that like doesn't exist anymore.
It really, literally.
I feel like with Lauren, it was almost like she could be a vessel for anyone's perception of who they wanted her to be. It was like sort of this like glowing aura of nothingness. And so Lauren could fit into any person you thought she was that maybe you aspired to be. Maybe she wasn't really that girl, but you thought she was.
Yeah. She also was like the regular girl. She was perfectly pretty in every single way.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? She was beautiful, but she wasn't like Kristen, who's like getting in a fight with Steven in Cabo when he calls her a slut and she's dancing on the bar. Like she's not the girl that's dancing on the bar being like, I'm wearing a choker and being a slut. Like on spring break, you know, like she wasn't doing that.
Chokers. Oh my.
She wasn't, I know, the choker. When I think of Kristen Cavallari still to this day, I think of a black choker. Like
Uncommon James now, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But I truly think of her in like that black tank top and even the layered tank tops that all three of us, I'm sure, are guilty of like dressing friends in. The layered tank tops and then the jeans, the Hollister jeans, and then like a choker and the flip-flops. Like,
oh my God.
And that's the other thing is like they were the people that lived in the fashion sense that people our age wanted.
The
like
height of teen fashion for
we are Hollister, Abercrombie.
They're why I had to like button jeans. I'm like, why did I ever not have a zipper? Because I went to fucking Hollister.
Yeah.
Like it was pain. I was like, who is this easier for?
Yes.
And I was like, for the LA wind, I'm like, I'm in Jersey, but okay.
The LA wind.
Yeah.
It's
I'm like,
so
you gotta
wild
breathe.
when I do my rewatches of Laguna in the Hills and Lauren is in those god awful fucking capris and her headbands and her streaky ass blonde hair and her wedge sandal heel situations. Like really with every fashion choice she it's crazy how she became like a fashion girl because it was so bad. It's honestly a visual assault. But when you think about the Hills, and I mean back then I guess it's just what we knew, but even like when I reflect on the Hills, it still registers as glamorous and beautiful despite the fact that like their outfits were trash.
But at the time they weren't. Like every girl wore a headband the next year, like after Laguna Beach came, like
and aired the side braid when she did the side
bang.
Braid,
like they were us. They were exactly who we wanted to be.
It is such that like nostalgia kick where it's like I just like walking with like a Louis Vuitton bag and a Starbucks and a sidekick and like bangs here and just like doing nothing but doing everything.
Yes.
It was a dream.
In the mall. That's us in the mall. That was me at the mall.
My
God. You know what I mean?
I can get down with like the Starbucks and the Louis and the side bang and maybe a headband. It's the capris that fucking irritate the shit out of me.
But capris they were popping back then.
Capri Sun, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm gonna have a talk with someone about that because.
But I found Lauren to be, she was that girl that was like the everyday girl. She was the girl next door to Kristen's like, I'm the like junior mean girl, Regina George, that's going to come and steal your man because I'm going to like give him a blowjob because you won't. You know what I mean? That was Kristen's energy. And Lauren was like, I don't want to give him a blowjob. So I guess I'll lose him.
Like, go ahead.
She was the girl next door.
It had to be, that must have resonated with people. Like that must have resonated with the, you know, for lack of a better word, like the ordinary high school senior who was watching, that was like, saw themselves in her more than they did in Kristen, who was like combination heroine and villain and carried everything, for me at least. You know, and the Hills was, it's not an exaggeration to say it was groundbreaking television because it really was at the time.
Yeah.
But I'm still mystified at how think of all the castings we've been in where if Lauren's tape had come to us, we would have said, very relatable, boring. Very pretty, but this, what do we do? Like, how do what does she do?
It happens all the time with groups. I don't know why I'm
energy-wise. Just energy-wise. It's not that she's not accomplished, by the way. Just the energy, like we wouldn't, she'd be at the end of the couch on a Housewives reunion and maybe not come back next season. That's sort of the energy she gives.
Camilla was the breakout of Fifth Harmony. Things happen that are weird. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? I'm like, if you line up all those girls, you're like,
that's a great, and I mean, that's great. That's great.
LC, CC, like they're kind of close. The
Have we
initials almost
fixed
match.
Camilla? She's on the list.
She's on the
right?
list, but no one wants to do it. It's an insurmountable task.
Well, we have to bring them back so Danny can say she's the Lauren Conrad of
Fifth Harmony.
Like, have her Google Kohl's, open up a cool Kohl's, and just do her thing. Yeah.
I do think though that maybe it was just like a reflection of where society was at then, because like I feel like as a society and like with like the Kardashians and even like Jersey Shore happening afterwards and just like crazier reality TV, like I feel like we've become like bolder and more audacious and you know, like whereas like Lauren would just like not register with the masses today, she did then, because I think that was a time when like she very much reflected what girls were told it was okay to be, which was like, you know, just pretty wild, like not like friends.
Yeah, like let your boyfriend like bang some other girl like in Cabo whenever you're there, and like like, and then later in the hills, like let your boyfriend be an alcoholic and be mean to you, and just like don't have a dreams or achievements, and don't go to Paris.
Some girls I know are still taking those notes, which are bad. Lock down the alcoholic. But it's also a thing where I feel back then, because she was in every like tabloid and newspaper just like for walking, so she didn't really need to hide like. Her personality wasn't really needed because it wasn't a 360 experience now of her having to go on like Instagram stories to be like, hey guys, or doing like a video of like what's in her bag and probably being really boring. It was her just walking with her bag. And
it was just a picture of her that they wrapped a story around because she walked down a street. She was walking into Ladue or Area, two places I've never been, and I'm upset that I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
This is interesting from the wiki page. In September 2010, she was asked to star in an MTV series that would have focused on her career endeavors, though the network chose not to pick it up after she preferred not to film her private life. She doesn't want to do this. She didn't.
Do y'all remember the little intro for it? They did a whole little intro for it. It was about Paper Crown, her sort of higher end fashion line before Kohl's really
named Paper
gear.
Okay.
Paper Crown, yes, Danny.
When I think high end,
Paper Crown, something
Paper Crown,
origami,
I'm just saying, like
New Year's Eve hat,
wear the clothes once, don't get them wet.
Like the blouse was maybe $200 and not $29.99.
Sure.
So, but I do remember I was really bummed when she decided not to film any of her personal life, therefore prompting MTV to.
Well, yeah, they were like, why do we want this? They were like,
wait, no, do we think, because we have two producer brains here, do we think she actually didn't want to film it, or do you think they started to film it and they're like, oh?
No, I think that she said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to show you this. I bet you that that's what I think. I don't think they would.
Because I could see her being like, I'll show you how to make a latte. And they're like, oh, what now?
Who are they, Megan Sussex?
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you use her fake real name? How dare you?
With her fake house.
No,
Seriously.
No, I think that she was like, I'm not showing my real life because it's like real for the first time and not like what you guys make it. And I bet you she was probably distrustful of them for very good reason.
That's true.
Totally.
You know?
I mean, they literally locked her in the basement of that church for Heidi's wedding, just so that they could have that moment between her and Heidi on camera reuniting. So
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
More reason she's relatable for early 2000 people. It's like, how many of us were like locked in churches being yelled at? I'm like, wait. Whoa.
Okay, so she does the Laguna Beach in the Hills. She's a humongous reality star, despite whatever you might think. She was a humongous star.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She then does what? She then has her Kohl's line. Like
and I guess writes books.
She's pretending to be a Teen Vogue person, and she meets Whitney, and they're working. So many amazing scenes of them at those two MacBook computers. Back before I even knew what a MacBook was, I was like, look at like this is the future.
So
and
like
they would
Whitney's
just sit in that weird closet that was like their like office. And then once it's over, she then gets she gets a fashion line, right?
Yeah.
Well, she had that first line didn't do well. And supposedly the one in the 2008, she said it didn't do well. And so then the Kohl's thing was like her second fashion line, right?
Oh.
Which to me, Kohl's is where you want to be. If you're
right.
Don't you think? That's where you make all the fucking money.
Yeah. It's like, and she's partnering with a huge place that does a lot of the stuff that I'm sure Lauren Conrad don't know shit about. Where they're like, okay, we handle all that. Yeah.
That's what I would want to do. I wouldn't want to be like, let me be here like sewing away. I'd be like, no, like, here's what I want. Do this.
Yeah.
And let them fucking do it.
And I'm sure that licensing deal is so lucrative and she doesn't really have to do anything. Like I doubt, because from time to time I do check out what the line is doing on Kohl's.com. Just
as you should
to see what it looks like.
One does, of course.
It looks like shit. So clearly they're just following like market trends for middle America and being like, this sells well. Lauren, do you agree? Sure, whatever. Let's keep it pushing. I bet you she doesn't even look at anything.
Well, and it's Khol. It's at Kohl's. It's like it's for the everyday person that like wants a cute top that they think is cute.
Also, like, by the way, so much shit looks like shit. So Elsie,
truly.
You know what I mean?
Places that are oh, we're expensive. I'm like, this is ugly. Yeah. So
and I feel like there's gonna be an uptick in sales because I don't know if y'all saw, but Forever 21 is closing across the nation. So like, there is
I went to the liquidation of it in a mall recently, and they were literally like, these pants barely fit me. They were like, please just take them. I'm like,
you're like hilarious.
Everything was like $2.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So Forever 21 is collapsing in on
and now those girls can go redeem their Kohl's cash with Elsie by Lauren Conrad.
Okay, she has cute purses, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're made of paper crowns, but
the thing with Lauren Conrad is like I have a complicated relationship with her because I do love her, I like her, I appreciate her. She contributed to so much of my adolescence, but and this is my issue, and Danny knows this very well. It's kind of like I love Christina Aguilera. But when I speak about Christina within the context of Britney Spears, I hate her. And so
and like hate is an understatement.
And so when I think about Lauren and speak about Lauren in the context of Heidi, I get really heated because she was such a shitty friend. She was such a fucking shitty friend. Like Lauren was a terrible friend to Heidi. If the Hills showed us one truth, it is that she is a selfish, shitty friend.
If the Hills had eyes, they would tell us. No,
yes.
Okay. First and foremost, I'm looking at this. There are some cute things on Kohl's from Lauren.
There's like a dog bag that I'm like, should I buy myself for $2?
No, there's like a dress that I'm like, should I buy this for myself? And I don't wear dresses.
With the price, I'm like, oh, this is like a nice coffee.
Like, I'm like, this $35 on sale, like really cute navy and white polka dotted dress is really cute. Like,
I take it back, guys. Jeez.
I'm just saying.
And also, shout out to her. I was nervous because one section said kimonos. I was like, don't tell me she's making kimonos. She's not.
Okay, good.
But
then I would go to the page if that was the case.
But why did it say that though?
Look at how involved she is in the design process.
She is.
She is.
Evan, she's so involved. It's her.
She looks involved.
You know?
She was the most staged photograph ever of her like measuring someone while they have a dress on.
Y'all. Come on.
I mean, I know. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, much better, but like statement piece.
But also, I'm like, make that a darker blue, add $300 to it. Ralph Lauren is selling that right now. You know what I mean? Like, something weird is happening in in the world of fashion.
Danny, we always
cut the sleeves off, make it a V-neck, lose the stripes. I'll wear it to Provincetown.
We always align.
Make it
a different blouse and I'll wear it.
We're supposed to be fixing Lauren Conrad, not Lauren Conrad for Kohl's.
I will contribute to the GoFundMe if you wear only Elsie Kohl's clothes in Provincetown for a week and document it. I would be so happy.
You don't know who you're daring. I will do anything. Literally. I will do absolutely anything. I want to make this happen.
God.
Listeners,
my God.
Get it going.
Oh my God, please.
Okay, we might have to. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, wait, Chris, we're going to be there the same week together. I'm going to insist if I'm dressing like Lauren Conrad, you're going to have to dress like Heidi. Probably.
Yes.
Evan, I need your superficiality.
Yeah, you want to
do it.
For Evan, we will get justice for Lauren, and we will film us dressed as these women, and you can hold me under the water for 10 minutes, as long as I can hold my breath.
Okay, perfect. Great.
You will.
Okay, sorry to dampen the mood.
Okay.
But
I'm like, Lauren Conrad doesn't strike me as someone who's ever had anything wrong happen in her life, but I guess I'll be proven wrong.
But I'm remembering, weren't they fighting? Because now that Evan's saying...
Chris, you brought up a good point.
Evan, they're saying like Lauren was a terrible friend. I'm now remembering that wasn't the whole thing that Spencer, and then this is so allegedly because it is coming from my memory and I don't remember if it's true or not. Spencer was saying that he had a sex tape of Lauren and he was trying to like shop it around. And then Lauren was mad at
Not
Heidi.
like it's an A24 movie.
No, like truly, like
we're shopping it around.
Nora needs distribution. Like, can we? Yeah, like, like everything everywhere all at once needs like a distributor. Can we? What's happening? Yeah. But then I think, if memory serves, that she was then mad. None of this was on the show at all, but it was like he backstabbed me, or he was like doing. You know what he did? Oh. You know what he did. You know what he did. That was like the big line that, remember the thing that.
Yes, but it was,
she was
you know what you did. You know what you did. So she was talking to Heidi. Heidi didn't do anything. Spencer did something very shitty to her. She spread a rumor, or he spread a rumor, gave it to Perez Hilton, talking about.
And Jason, it was like, I have Lauren's sex tape.
He didn't say he had it. He said he had knowledge of that
it
Lauren
existed.
And Jason had a sex tape, that it existed. I don't think it ever did. But he spread that nasty rumor. That was only after Lauren so shittily handled the Spencer situation in the first place. I'm not saying it was right, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah, like he's firing back from her
like, fire begets fire.
Sure,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get what you get. So,
I don't mean to put you on the spot. I just needed to bring it up.
But I also do think there's an important part where it's like, because I know sometimes people will be like, well, why is she yelling at Heidi about that? I'm like, you are who you reap. You know what I mean? Like, if that's your man, you have to stand 10 toes out for your man.
Well, and I think
y'all are missing the, like, what happened was Jason was a piece of shit to Lauren.
Yeah, correct.
Always and forever.
Period.
It was how it was the whole time. But Heidi gave Lauren the space, place, time, and grace to figure that out for herself. And Lauren did not offer the same to Heidi. If Lauren thought Spencer was shitty, sure, whatever. But like, let Heidi figure that out. She was just so judgmental. And to give her an ultimatum was not fair. And it put Heidi in a weird position. And obviously their love has stood the test of time. They're still together. So Lauren, you actually didn't know fucking jack shit. And if you do all that and you try to ruin a real, true, a seismic love such as that of Spidey, please expect a sex tape rumor. Also, welcome to Hollywood, babe. This is 2008 Hollywood.
Yeah,
everyone has a sex tape or a sex tape rumor.
Kim was getting ready. She was lubing up for it. Like
I lost track of the slams in there. Go off, girl. That was it. We're not fixing
and that was
this
a PG
bitch.
version of his Lauren.
Yeah, we're throwing her under the bus is what we're doing.
I know. I do have ideas how to fix her. I do have ideas. I have ideas.
Okay, so I do remember that, and now that whole scene is flashing back in my head of them being at that club in the middle of the day, by the way, because at one point an exit door opens up and it's broad daylight.
Yeah,
because they're filming during the day when no one was there. Like things I do on reality shows all the time. And she's like, "You know what you did. You know what you." That was like a bombshell that like we've never seen before. Like we were blown away. Meanwhile, it was nothing. It was for today's standards of television. It was a greeting to between two people.
I'm trying to think of an earlier version of something that appeared in a Super Tease that didn't live up to. You weren't getting any other information, and it was taken totally out of context. That might have been the invention of that. And they use it on Drag Race during going out of every commercial break, every single one.
That is so true.
And then the other thing I remember is when she looked at Heidi and she said, "I want to forgive and forget. I want
to forgive you and I want to
forget you." And she's like crying with her like mascara. Yeah,
and
that is so me coded.
Go ahead, Evan. What did
have you heard Heidi's new song on Superficial 2, her newly released album full of brand new tracks to really just dive into? There is one called Forgive and Forget, and it's essentially
that's funny.
It's a diss track to Lauren.
It's funny, but it's a little sad because it's 25 years later.
And also because like Lauren's like, no, I forgot you. Lauren's like, I forgot you.
Yeah, like who are you? Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to Heidi and Spencer, we should give them a break and forget anything between 2013 and
now
the Los Angeles fires. Like we almost need to just pretend it didn't happen so she can pick up right where she left off. She got derailed basically from world domination.
She got derailed, all right. She got okay, what else do we need to say about Lauren? I feel like but
that's like she's so off the grid now.
That's the thing, is like all these other ones, like Heidi's like begging people to stream her song for money.
Whitney's rewatching everything on her YouTube.
I can't with that. And then
her husband's hot though, and they met on The City, which is cute.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He was a producer on The City.
No.
Yeah.
Who was it? Dominic, we would like know that.
Oh,
We know.
I don't know. his
Tim
name.
Rosenman.
Whitney
Oh,
Port.
Oh no. I'm just
You
kidding.
know-
No. I wish. No.
You're like, wait, I fucked him.
You're like my
My
ex-husband.
ex-husband?
Whitney would love that. It'd be a 5-part vlog. She's like, great, I have another month of content.
She's not been not working. She's just been a businesswoman. That happens a lot
Yeah.
with people who've dropped out aside from the aughts that we try to fix.
Mhm.
She's done a bunch of shit. She launched Lauren Conrad Beauty during the pandemic. I'm sure it did wonderful.
Oh, brother.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, that's when everyone wanted
Slash,
to
it was
glam up.
it was discontinued a year later.
When
then-
everyone's like doing like at-home Zooms, they're like, let me put on mascara from Kohl's.
Wait, you guys, I know I talked so much shit about Lauren right here on this podcast, but I did buy Lauren Conrad body lotion during the pandemic.
Oh.
Is that why you broke out recently?
I didn't know. No. No.
Like-
But wait, guys, no, I went kind of psycho during the pandemic. I bought Lauren Conrad Beauty body lotion, and then I actually bought Kylie Jenner skincare. Kylie Jenner skincare, like,
Don't.
destroyed-
If you're going to speak
destroyed my
positively,
face.
we're going
Oh,
to.
Oh,
okay,
no.
good. I thought you were going to say it was good, and I was going to not allow you to say it.
No.
No.
It literally
Destroyed
my face.
Because it was like made of dirt, probably.
Wait,
Yeah.
doesn't she have acne or did
Seriously.
I make that up?
Yeah, no, that was Kendall. Remember, Kendall was like, I have an
Oh.
announcement tomorrow. And it was like, I am on Proactive.
And we all were like, oh, she's gay. I know it's acne.
Yeah, it was acne.
Wait,
I was like,
the
uh-huh.
Lauren Conrad, the lotion. How was the Lauren Conrad lotion?
It was nice. It was rose scented. I really enjoyed it. It went.
Let me ask you, did it feel like rain on your skin or no?
I'm going to kill you.
A little bit. It felt a little bit like that on my skin. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I
Oh,
waited
God.
43 minutes to make that joke. And once you said body lotion, I was like, here we go.
really?
There's the ramp. Christopher,
Dominic.
are we at the arena?
I think we are. Okay. Lauren Cole's Cash Conrad. What I actually want her to do, but this is not my pitch, what I think she actually should do is write a memoir about her time on the shows, which like we would all buy and we'd all love. Like that's what like, but that I've pitched memoir 75 fucking times on the show. So I refuse to do that. And I have one better because whatever bullshit Dominic's going to do, you're going to pick that.
And I want it to be called The Hills Have Lies. And she just gives
The Hills Have Lies. Yes, that's great.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
But no, Dominic's going to do something crazy and you're going to both love it. So I need to up the ante on that.
Okay, wait, because we're gonna be fair. I'm gonna
Okay,
click on
you
this.
don't
I do
know.
love a memoir though.
The memoir
No, but that's
would
not
be
his
good.
thing. That's not
But my
his thing.
thing is, what I think would get her back in the world, she doesn't want this, but get back in there. I want them to have a Laguna Beach / The Hills reunion, like our Bravo reunions. It could even be Andy Cohen mediating.
Mhm.
It could even be, it could be someone else. I almost was going to go Oprah, but then I was like, no.
Imagine.
Like,
Wendy Williams.
I mean,
Oh,
if only.
She'll do it. She'll be fine by then.
She could be good. She will be fine by then. But either her or Andy or whatever.
Oh my
and
god,
it
or
is-
like Carson Daly, and I'll be all old school.
That's
brother.
actually fun. Like that would be
Yeah.
sort of cute.
And like
And
it
I-
has that MTV tie-in. That's fun.
and I want like 2 couches and truly them sitting there and it's her and Kristen and then Heidi. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
Mm.
literally
Wait, do you have the
her
seating
on-
chart ordered?
her low. Well, let's think about it. It's her low and Audrina on one side.
Uh-huh.
And then it's Kristen, Heidi,
Stephanie.
Stephanie on the other side.
Yeah.
Does
Maybe.
Whitney get to come?
Whitney
Whitney is there, but she's on the end, obviously. She's on the Lauren side on the end.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy the bartender. Jen Bunny. Remember Jen Bunny?
Oh my god.
Dude,
Could
be
he's
a
now a
tier.
scientist.
We
He's
can
a
have 2
scientist
tiers.
now.
Yeah.
She's a scientist.
She's a working scientist.
Good for
Wow.
You know what?
And that's who Trump's trying to defund.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, she's
What are we
probably
doing
gonna-
here? Yeah.
So in a reunion, and I think it should be away from MTV because I think there should be no scary like we own you thing.
Mm.
Yes.
And like I want to just be like, what happened? And them all be like, well, this is how we did this, and this is what the show was like, and this is what,
Ooh.
and then like what she would say in her memoir, but with them all there so they can all hold each other accountable. We would be, and it can be like 5 parts. Like it can be, we would line up to watch
Yeah.
this every week
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
so-
for like 5 weeks over the summer or something like that. But regardless of like they're going to talk and like they're all signed up and like they can hash out their shit from 20 years ago that they really don't care about now anyway.
So good.
But like hearing about the sex tape thing, finally hearing the story about that, finally hearing the story about how the producers would like give them bags if they
accuse Kristen Cavallari of being on illicit drugs.
Yeah, they were like, we'll give you like a Birkin or whatever it was. It was like a Chanel bag or something.
No. Lo thought she was going to get a Birkin if she accused Kristen of having a coke addiction. So she was like, hell yeah.
Wait, that's why Lo's my girl? Because same. I would go on record.
I've accused Dominick of having a coke addiction for way less than a Birkin.
And then poor Lo never got it.
And then she got hit on the head with a door that fell at a restaurant. Yes. It like fell on her and she didn't see the restaurant because she said accidents happen. That's why she gets migraines a lot. Now I know my low down girl through and through.
Dear God. But that is my pitch. Like, does she want to do that? No, but like that would get her. We'd all be at Kohl's shopping and buying that little polka dot dress that I saw.
And I feel it's gonna have to be on like Apple TV with the budget because like they're gonna have to pay a pretty penny.
Or Netflix. If Adam DeVello was like, I'll just like let you guys do this.
You're right. Okay.
But but Netflix is too loyal to him. It needs to be on Peacock, actually, what it needs to be. It needs to be in the venue of Housewives. Mm-hmm. And I think it should be Andy because he's the one that will do the best piloting the situation.
Yeah.
But like giving the Bravo treatment to the Hills and Laguna Beach and them doing the reunion, I think I would give anything for that.
That's a vibe.
That'd be so good.
Okay. All right. That's a good one.
That's my pitch. Your pitch?
That's my pitch.
Okay, Dominick.
All right.
Uh-oh.
We have Heidi and Spencer, and then we have Lauren and William Tell. And I have 3 words for you.
Oh my God.
I know.
Celebrity wife swap, and that's my pitch, period.
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it.
Oh my God. That is so good. Can you imagine because who would honestly, I bet you William and Heidi would have a fine time and be
they'd come out with a remix.
Like they would
and he's a lawyer, so she would get a new song and also help to get her insurance claim settled.
That's right. But the Spencer and Lauren half of it
my God.
would be so good.
Wait, because also that's kind of like so much of the tea I would want from the reunion would be those two to work it out on the like would they be Charlie and Lord?
Would they be Charlie and Lauren?
Work it out on the wife swap. Oh.
That would be like, she would probably, this would be Guantanamo for her. Like, honestly, she
like fleeing in the night. Yes.
Oh.
Just him. I would watch an hour of him trying to get her attention while she just looked at her phone and like doom scrolled and trying to ignore him.
The first episode would him just be ringing the doorbell and her not answering.
Or would be herself like locking herself voluntarily.
Yes.
Yeah. Not you miserying her, but it'd be her miserying herself. She'd be like, ow, I broke my knee with this hammer and like I can't film. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a great way to bring back Celebrity Wife Swap and to bring back the Hills. Like, let's whatever the next generation will be.
The way I just loved Wife Swap as a show too.
I produced 3 episodes of it, which is the average for field producers on Wife Swap. Typically after the 3rd, people would quit. And I did my first one and I was like, there's no way this is too much fun. And in the middle of the second one, I was like, I don't even know if I
need to get out of here.
Does it just get dark fast? Horrible. Okay.
Just a horrible, like it just by design, there's so much to get done.
That's true,
in 5 days. Like the amount, there was just a lot to do. And it was just very demanding. People who worked there, the network, everything was great, but just the format itself was brutal, very brutal.
Do you have any relation to the episode where the kid was upset that he couldn't get his chicken nuggets?
I don't think so, no.
When he was like telling the woman, you're acting like we're the sorry people over here. I want my chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets are like your family.
No, I would remember that.
And then he runs away because this fucking bitch wouldn't give him
the chicken nuggets.
This 45-year-old random woman, this bitch. This 45-year-old woman is like, where are my children? My actual children?
Like, are you safe in this home, children?
Yes. On any other show, a child running away would be a panic. But if we called back to New York and said one of the kids ran away, they would be there'd be standing ovation on the other end.
Yeah, they'd be like, and why didn't
"Thanks
you
for that.
follow it?
Now,
Yeah,
can I call the police or what do we do?"
Wait, is that why GoPros actually were invented? Because kids running away in Wife Swap? They're like, we need eyes on them.
So he packed up his little rolly backpack and was like, I'm out of here.
Oh my
He
God.
was eating his chicken nuggets. He was gonna
Wait, but that's Lauren Conrad running away with her.
No,
I don't know if that girl eats chicken nuggets.
not only from Evan, but also from Spencer.
And no phones, by the way, on this celebrity. No phones for celebrity wives.
Wait, Lauren's like, what's a phone? Like, she's really she still has a Motorola Razor.
Sidekick.
Anyway.
All right, boys. Well, there are the two pitches. And now you need to make a decision.
I hate to do this to you, Chris.
I know.
Do it.
I know.
Listen,
I even went lower and was like, I must ratchet this up to craziness because I knew Dominick was coming in with something
just
wild.
also because the likelihood of Lauren Conrad doing the reunion is as likely as her doing the Celebrity Wife Swap.
That is true, actually.
Like, it really is. I'm going to
true.
go like, let's go big or go home. And I want Spencer to go to Lauren's home. So I'm voting for Dominick.
I love Dominick's idea so much. However, I don't want to exclude the possibility of Audrina getting a check. So I'm going with reunion.
My daughter's a star. Her mom should be there too.
Right, because I feel
that
like
TMZ video. Oh my
her mom might need a check too. I don't know. Also, Audrina's memoir was so good. But I think that a reunion would be lovely. And I feel like maybe she would not show up, but she might do a little like video Zoom appearance, which would be enough for me.
Lauren?
Yeah.
Can I reenact what it would be?
Yeah. Yes, please, Dominick, please.
Hey, guys. And fade to black.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all we got?
That's all there.
That's literally all she would say. Hey, guys.
Both are fabulous ideas. Wife Swap would be absolutely incredible. The glitz and the glam of a reunion is really getting me excited.
And if Khol goes the Forever 21 way, some of these will be possibilities.
Yeah, true.
True.
Okay, so we have a tie.
We have a tie. It's been a minute, but
Do we just want to have a tie? We don't want to have to do a tiebreaker. We just are going to do a tie. That's
we
fine.
want to
if we
do like the traders where we have to put them in a room. They have to fight to the death and like you must pick one.
Okay.
Convince us.
Revote.
Sure.
No, I like a tie.
Okay. All right, we can keep it
like
as
a
a
tie.
tie.
Right.
Chris is
Oh,
like,
I didn't
please,
know we'd be a
let me
part of
have a
it.
time.
I thought they'd have to just convince each other and we would sit back and imitate Lauren and Heidi.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, do you want to do? You don't have to do that though.
No, we totally can. I feel like Danny's very convincing.
Well, I'm like, Evan, what would Heidi do? So Heidi would get a new song from working with the Something Corporate guy.
Yeah.
And also free legal advice.
Uh-huh.
And she'd get to go to Lauren Conrad's house and she would want to snoop.
Oh, wait.
No,
Heidi's swooping through Lauren's.
Oh.
Wait, and then Lauren Conrad now would be in a pile of fire. Sorry, but that's what's happening right there. So then it'd be
What if I
her and
sweeten the
Spencer
pot with-
just moving rubble.
2
You
months.
don't even
2
need to.
months
Look at him.
after
Look at him.
Heidi leaves, she's pregnant. And we then have a whole series that's got to come from that about who's the father, Spencer or William Tell.
Tell all how he got Heidi knocked
Did
up.
William Tell make overtures to Heidi in the house?
Wow. Okay. Maybe
Peace,
I'm
Wade.
going with if it comes with the Heidi baby paternity test spinoff, then I'm going with Dominick.
All right. So now we're going to have to convince William Tell to fuck Heidi Montag. Also on camera. We're going to have a whole
that's
house
true.
wired.
Dear God in heaven.
Next time, lead
All right,
with
I guess-
pregnancy. That's what we know with these guys.
No,
That's
I know,
what we
really.
Oh, yeah.
Paternity test is always going to
Scandal.
they're going to vote.
Evan's eyes lit up like a Christmas tree whenever whenever Danny was like, Heidi will be in Lauren's house. She will be blah, blah, blah. Like, and he was like,
And also then Heidi's gonna like Snapchat story all of it, so you'll get to see all of it too.
yeah, true. That's true.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
like producers are like, oh, that room's actually closed off. Heidi's like, okay.
You're like, "Ew." Yeah.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it has been an absolute
Beyond,
whirlwind.
as always.
Oh my God. Y'all are the best. This is so much fun.
Please tell us where we can find you both online, where we can find virtual reality, and tell us when we need to be signing up for Sirius for the new show. Tell us everything.
Well, you can sign up for Sirius now in preparation for March 31st when Page 6 Radio officially debuts. We're co-hosting that with Ian Moore. who is the executive editor of Page Six. Ian is straight and he adds some fun straight energy.
And we're okay with that.
We're okay with that.
I'm really
We love
proud
him.
of him for letting us know about that.
My parents are straight. I know several straight
Yeah.
people. Some of them are
Yeah,
very nice.
no.
No,
It's very good that he's like vocal about that. But it's on Sirius XM Stars, which sounds very gay. So that's
Yeah,
Channel
sure.
109.
Sure.
And you could follow me on Instagram at Cashmere, Danny Cashmere with a K. Our podcast also has Instagram, Virtual Reality.
Dominick, where can people find you?
Instagram is at Dominick Pupa. TikTok is at Domentary. And my website's domentary.com. And don't forget, Fixing Famous People now has a TikTok page, which has the same content as Instagram, but we just want you to like us everywhere, please.
Mm-hmm. As they should.
Christopher, where can the listeners of this broadcast find you on the World Wide Web?
They can find me at the DeRosa. They can find the show at Fixing Famous People. They can find it on YouTube at
That's
Fixing
right.
Famous People. And they can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. I wish you all well. And as always, and especially to your friend Rebecca Minkoff, where's Shelley? Goodbye.